So hello gamers and welcome back to another Phantom Forces video. The comment section has spoken, and yes, we're going to be doing battle rifles for this video for top 5s, but DMRs are next, and then I'm going to do secondaries. And comment down below which secondary category you want to see first. Do you want to see pistols, machine pistols, revolvers, or other? Let me know down in the comments, but yeah, let's get into it. So battle rifle was actually a super difficult category to find a top 5 for, but at number 5, we got the M14. The M14 is a very interesting battle rifle, and in a lot of ways, this gun just doesn't act like a normal battle rifle. Right now, I'm using 6.5mm Creedmoor, which is kind of just a cheat for the gun. It is very, very good, but it's basically just an assault rifle conversion. But the default gun has 20 rounds like a normal battle rifle, 40 to 26 damage, which is pretty good for a battle rifle, definitely. However, it has 750 RPM. It has like incredible RPM. This is basically, even without the conversion, a mixture between a battle rifle and an assault rifle because it has the damage and it has a lot of recoil, but it has 750 RPM. So this thing is pulling crazy DPS. I mean, it can 2-shot kill to the head, 3-hit kill really, really far. By default, it's going to be 3-hit killing to over 100 studs probably, 4-hit kill anywhere on the body, any range, and it has 750 RPM as well. Like, you got to keep in mind, that's beating out like the AUG A3 in terms of RPM. That's only 50 less than the M16, which is just crazy for the damage this thing puts out. Honestly, this could go pretty much anywhere on the list. It could not go on the list. It really depends on what you want. Definitely has some pretty crazy recoil. This setup is basically just removing most of the camera recoil and most of the recoil. That's basically a combination of a ARS suppressor and the remaining grip, basically lowering the recoil by quite a bit. However, even with that, it is still kind of inaccurate. Definitely more for CQC to mid-range. But when it comes to those ranges, this thing is going to be one of the most powerful battle rifles in the game. You know, TTK is going to be great. The RPM is great. Recoil is a little bit shoddy though, and I do not use this one quite as much as some of the other battle rifles. But overall, I'm a huge fan of the battle rifles because every single one but like 3 I have over like 500 kills on, which is pretty good. You know, most categories I do not have that many. But next up we have number 4, which could go to either the Scar H or the HK417 because they're a little bit too similar to both go on the list. Same RPM, kind of same hits to kill, but one of them has a better reload speed and better recoil while the other one has quite a bit better damage. And this thing is the better recoil, lower damage one because this does 40 to 29, which is great damage. However, it cannot 3-hit kill torso all ranges, which the HK417 can do. That's crazy damage, you know? A 3-hit kill body all ranges is really good, but I do kind of prefer the slightly better recoil, actually quite a bit better recoil of the Scar H. Now, the Scar H used to be a lot better. It used to have a faster reload time and better recoil. It also used to have a long barrel, which was, you know, as broken as you kind of expected it to be because, yeah, it had a crazy 4-hit kill range, you know, a farther 4-hit kill or farther 3-hit kill because the 4-hit kill is infinite, but it had a farther 3-hit kill limb than the HK417 despite HK417 having significantly better damage. This gun isn't quite as accurate as it used to be, but it's still very accurate. It's very powerful. 2-hit kill pretty far, 3-hit kill really, really far, almost a 3-hit kill all ranges, which is super good. With a headshot of 3-hit kill all ranges, which is pretty good considering like RPM is only 600, but it's still not bad at all. This is basically the Scar L of the battle rifles because it basically does everything you could kind of expect from a battle rifle just super well, you know, like 2-hit kill, 3-hit kill, down to a 4-hit kill, 600 RPM, basically does exactly what you could kind of expect from a battle rifle. But if that's what you want, yeah, it's good for that because it does it really well. That's why this definitely would get a spot on the list. HK417 you could definitely say would be better. It does have a full stock on that one, but recoil is kind of not good for me. I was never a big fan of that one even when it first came out, and it was going to be the rank 2 battle rifle, and they made it like rank 60 or 70 or something, and then they actually ended up making the M14 a rank 2, which was pretty cool because like M14 really works for a rank 2, but unlike the M14, this can kill with 1 headshot and 1 torso shot, which is pretty good, you know? It can 2-hit kill without just hitting 2 headshots, which is definitely a good feature of the battle rifles overall, is that they can be a 2-hit kill but not just with headshots, you know, because generally speaking a 2-hit kill to the head is definitely something to note on a gun, but it's a little bit overrated, maybe because I always say when it's there, but like it's definitely worth mentioning every time, which is why I mention it in videos. But yeah, if I say 2-hit kill to the head, I don't necessarily mean that makes it super great, depending on the gun of course. But the Vector 22, yeah, it could 2-hit kill to the head, but it was a 4-hit kill to the body, so it was just way better because of that. But yeah, 3-hit kill versus 2-hit kill, that's a 2-hit kill head right there, which definitely is, you know, faster. It's not necessarily going to make or break your gun, you know? At the number 3 spot, we have the AK-12BR. This gun used to be amazing with the burst, and it's still really good with the burst, but before the burst had a lot less recoil, but it's still pretty accurate now if you're running an alright setup, because the AK-12BR is actually the original bars barrel gun. Before the AK-103 and AK-107 bars barrel, this thing existed, and it's the AK-12BR because it stands for the bars barrel. It stands for AK-12 balanced recoil, but if you could kind of tell, it does have the bars barrel on the front. You can't remove the bars barrel, but it doesn't really matter because in this case, it makes it have weird recoil, because it's still really accurate, but it's not like all horizontal like it is on the other AKs. Basically what the bars barrel does in this case is just make the gun super accurate for the damage this thing puts out in the RPM, because with the burst it has 1000 RPM, which is crazy. 700 RPM auto, which you can use as well, and as you can see, it's very accurate, but it still does 39 down to 25, so not as crazy damage, but it's going to be a 3-hit kill body, 2-hit kill head, and a 4-hit kill all ranges. And the 3-hit kill range is about 100 studs, which is pretty freaking good as well, you know? This gun is overall really good. You could probably give it number 1. There are a couple of downsides to it, most importantly being the damage isn't quite as good, and the other thing being, of course, the reload time, which is really not that bad anymore. It used to be a lot worse, but a lot of the battle rifles have had their reload speeds reduced. But yeah, basically, this gun has kind of a slow reload time, and the damage isn't quite as good as some battle rifles, but as you could probably tell, it doesn't really matter. This gun is really good, and the empty reload is terrible, so definitely don't empty your magazine with this gun. 2.9 seconds, not bad, up to 3.8. That's like almost LMG reload time for 20 rounds, which is definitely a downside for sure. At the number 2 spot, the G3A3. The G3 is my highest kill gun in the entire game. I've seen this gun through multiple buffs, multiple nerfs, and I've used it even before it was actually that good, but then they ended up buffing it, and then they added T-Break and Harris CQR got a buff, which basically made the gun really stupid accurate for what it should be doing. Then they nerfed the RPM of it and the reload speed of it, which was kind of a dumb nerf because the only thing that kind of made it broken was the attachments, because it made the gun so accurate. Now you just have to run the attachments because that's what makes the gun good. But basically this gun with these attachments is extremely accurate, does insanely high damage. This gun does 40 down to 30 to the body, so it's going to be doing 30 to the limbs all ranges. It has a torso multi, so it's actually going to be doing 44 down to 33, so big damage we're talking here. And that's not even the good part about the gun. The good part about the gun is the 2 times headshot multiplier. So to the body we're talking 40 to 44 damage, but to the head we're talking 80 damage and 60 damage to the head all ranges. So this is going to be a 2-hit kill head at any range. Isn't that crazy? A lot of the DMRs in this game can't even 2-hit kill head all ranges. Like, that is absolutely crazy for a battle rifle with 540 RPM and a 20 round mag and pretty good recoil as well. I don't really like the gun as much anymore because of the reload speed and stuff, but I finally started to get used to it again with the new meta of using Heron T-Break. And yeah, this gun not only beams, but it does crazy damage as well. Not necessarily the best battle rifle overall in the game because it is a bit slow. It is kind of annoying to hit stuff over range because of the camera recoil. It has weird camera recoil for sure because it feels really inaccurate, and then you actually look and you're like, wait, that's super accurate. So it is kind of annoying to hit stuff over range just because you can't really see as well what you're aiming at. But if you hit one head, one body shot in close range, up to like 100 or so studs, this thing can 2-hit kill super far, not even with 2 headshots. And of course with 2 headshots, that's all ranges. And with 1 headshot, it can be a 3-hit kill all ranges as well, which is pretty good. And it can almost be a 3-hit kill the torso all ranges, but it can't because it does 33 and not 34, or at least 33.34, because if it did 33.34 to the torso all ranges, it would be able to 3-hit kill because damage doesn't round up or down. You just can't see when it does, you know, less or more than a damage point, but your assist count as kills do round up, which is kind of interesting for sure. But also, if you guys didn't know, the intervention, if you calculate it out, it does 99.9999 damage. Well, actually just 99.99. You're probably like, how is that even possible? Well, in reality, it does do 99.99 bar because it has like a 10/9 torso multi, but it doesn't actually show fractions, but it's a fraction torso multi. It's really goofy. So in game sense, it does do 100 damage, but in real life, it would do 99.999 forever, you know, which is super goofy. But in game sense, it's like, okay, at some point, I'm going to round this up to 100, which is really goofy. Kind of interesting feature for sure, but that actually does mean that the intervention has 150 studs of torso multi and no more, you know? Most guns that have a torso multi, it's like not exactly a certain number. It's like a torso kill range of 61.2 studs, but that one, it's exactly 150, which is pretty cool. But that's not the G3, that's the intervention. Overall, this is definitely one of the best battle rifles in the game. I wouldn't say it's quite number 1, but you could definitely make an argument for that if you can hit your headshots, because yeah, I used to be crazy with this gun. Not so much anymore because I don't use it as much as I used to, but I have 6,500 kills on it. I've used it quite a bit. But now comment down below, what do you think will be number 1? If you've ruled out all the guns I've done so far, you probably know which one it will be. And yes, it is the FAL 50. The FAL 50 is basically every battle rifle so far put together. It's like the Scar H, except it's also with the M14 at the same time, because this gun not only has that crazy damage of 40 down to 29 with a torso multi and an 80 to 160 stud damage range, 2 studs a pen, 2500 velocity, so crazy velocity, crazy pen, crazy damage. It also has that 700 RPM. The only real downside of this is the recoil isn't perfect, but it's still pretty freaking good. It used to actually be even better than this, but then they nerfed it. The only other real downside of it is kind of just the reload speed. The empty reload reload speed is terrible. It's actually 4 seconds, which is really bad, of course. This gun used to be just absolutely broken beyond belief because it used to do 32 with the torso multi. So yes, it could 3-hit kill torso all ranges, even though it still had 700 RPM and less recoil than the HK417. So that's why it was definitely the best battle rifle. But even now, I kind of still feel like it's the best battle rifle in the game because it has the damage, it has the range. The recoil isn't even bad at all. It isn't perfect to recoil, but yeah, you can beam people from medium range. If you want to go like all out for the recoil, definitely use the Scar H, but if you want the RPM, the damage, everything like that, this has basically everything from a battle rifle except a bit of reload speed, but definitely makes it stand out a little bit more than it would otherwise because yeah, this gun would be amazing if it had no downside. The recoil isn't really that much of a downside. It's only bad on like these medium range maps, but even then it's not bad. And as you could probably tell, the pen is good, so you can shoot through walls really easily. This gun does everything pretty well except the reload and a little bit of recoil. Over range, you can still get your kills. Anyways, gamers, if you guys did enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe if you're new, but I will see you guys in the next one. Peace. Have a nice day.